Hey, my lovelies, I hope you're all safe and well. It's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do another question and answers little video that I've had sort of come through. So, the question I've had is, do spirit give us signs through pieces of music? And absolutely 120%. Your loved ones, the spirit world, will absolutely give validation, pieces of confirmation through types of music. Definitely. I've had that all running through my sort of storybook of life, actually. So it's a massive thing. So very often when I do readings for people, they may well give me the lyrics to a piece of music, a song, something that really connects or reminds, you of a loved one, that essence of a loved one. If you knew that a loved one was so into a particular song or piece of music, they just bring that forward so matter of fact. It's a common thing that they do actually. But spirit are very, very clever. So you may find as well that like you will get personal pieces of information. And what I mean by that is you might be sort of just going around your business in Asda, in the shop, supermarket, wherever, and you might find that a particular song that you know connects you to a loved one. It may have been played at a funeral, or it may have just been a really important song for a loved one that resides in the spirit world. You almost might be getting stalked by this song. So it might kind of come on in the local sort of supermarket, on the radio, just on the TV and adverts. You might just literally feel this song is everywhere around you, and there's no reason, there's no rhyme for it. And it absolutely is a way that spirit work with us, because spirit work on frequency and vibration, and pieces of music they give out, or they sort of work on the essence of frequency and vibration. It's a very clever way that spirit can link with us. But I've had it so many times when I've done private readings or I've done demos, and like I say, pieces of music, either the actual music itself or the theme tune or whatever it is being given to me. And it's so lovely when you get those wow moments through that, because spirit are very, very clever. You also find that sometimes you get sort of confirmation through pieces of music. So I find this quite a lot as well, that spirit will give kind of confirmation of pieces of music. So to give you an example, I did like my Wincanton demonstration the other day, and it was a beautiful night. It was really, really good, but I'm very, very critical on myself as a medium. So even though I know it was a great night and it was a beautiful night with spirit, as a medium, I will go and dissect that information, and I'll go and think to myself, could I have done better? Could I have sort of strengthened a link somewhere? Could I have tried to get a bit more for somebody? I'm almost like my own worst enemy. Anyway, after I did my Wincanton demo, I went over literally like across the road from the venue, pretty much around the corner. There's like a 24-hour McDonald's, and so I went into McDonald's because I had the munchies. I very often where the energy gets so sort of high, I very often have like a come down, and so I just sort of went in there and I ordered my McDonald's. I went to sort of pay, and literally as I went to pay, Cher's Believe came on. Now, for those of you that know me well or have read my book, Stranger in This World, you will know that the connection with Cher, which is just this part here, is very, very important, because if you didn't know, I used to be a Cher drag queen impersonator. It's all in the book. All the secrets, all the journey is in this book. And yeah, like some interesting times is all I'm going to say. But that song came on, and what was making me laugh is I paid for the food in the first window, rolled down to the second window where obviously you collect your food, and all the staff were sort of singing Cher's Believe. But for me, Believe is a massive thing, because it's like, to me, I almost felt like that spirit was spirit's way, almost my guide's way of saying, believe in yourself, believe in your ability. That was a really good night. You don't have to put yourself down. You don't have to sort of scrutinize the night into a thousand pieces. Just believe and accept the magic of spirit. And I literally have believe. So this is like a Cher tattoo that I've got. I don't know if you can just about see this. It's a little bit, could do with a touch up really. She's looking a bit old now. But it literally says on the side, do you believe? So it's actually tattooed on me. And so that was massive validation from my spirit sort of team, I felt, in terms of the essence and the energy of that. But yeah, music plays such a huge part. It's like, for me, my nan, who is a mega, mega important person in my world, you know, even in the spirit world. She was a mega important person in my life, and she's a mega important person in the spirit world. She was a huge Michael Ball fan. So very often when I know that she's around, I will hear Michael Ball. And that's quite a distinctive thing. You know, that isn't necessarily something you would hear every day. And one of her favorite songs was Love Changes Everything. And it's actually a song I don't really overly like that much. But when I hear it instantly, I'll just hear the intro and I will 100% just know that that's my nan. And so very often, you know, when she's around, that song will come on out of the blue. And talking about pieces of music is really interesting because in my book, Stranger in This World, there's a section on a neighbour that was an amazing neighbour, like a grandfather. He wasn't a grandfather, obviously, but like a grandfather. So there's a section called Charlie Murphy, and there's actually a picture of him in my book. So this is Charlie. Oh, sorry. This is Charlie. This is my nan. Oops, my portal's going to zoom in on this probably. This is my nan here, and this is me when I was however old. And yeah, and it's just really cool. It's just really lovely, and this picture just makes me smile. But you know, with Charlie, usually what happened of a weekend is we would come out the house, me and my sister would sort of play on the drive or maybe around the street, and you would just hear him singing the really quite loud actually, like, you know, like nowadays you probably would get complaints by the neighbors, but back then it was just the done thing. And he would just have his records on, he'd be pumping up the tunes to Tom Jones, and you'd often hear like Delilah or like Green Grass of Home, or you know, It's Not Unusual, and some of these other ones. And he would literally sing from the top of his lungs these songs, and it was just so lovely. It was so beautiful to sort of hear that. And I don't even know if he could sing, but it was never offensive because I'm trying to work this out if he actually had a good singing voice or if he wasn't that good, but it sounded okay. I'm really not quite sure, but it was just lovely to hear him singing away, and he used to do this. So whenever I hear a Tom Jones song, or if those sort of songs come on, that is when I know Charlie is around me like anything, and he is around me quite a bit actually. You know, so I've been through phases where I've been stalked by sort of Tom Jones songs. So it is interesting. It's very clever how spirit sort of can sort of touch our heart or enrich our heart through a piece of music. Music can also help in other ways as well. So you know, music is very healing of its own. So spirit will use that in a tool of not just reconnection, you know, to remind you or to let you know that they're there, but they will use it as a way for personal healing. So back when we had the lockdowns, some of you may know, some of you may not, but I was following, and I still follow very much. I'm very much hooked as a fan. There's a very quirky jazz band called the Fabulous Red Diesel, and it does divide opinion. Not everybody likes the music. It's a very quirky jazz band with a real kind of twist. But I sort of started following. So the lead singer, she's called Kat. She's a beautiful lady. She's a friend of mine actually now, but she's also just a fantastic musician. And she's called Miss Kitty is her stage name, and she's the lead singer for the band the Fabulous Red Diesel. And I remember back in the lockdowns, she was doing what she's called lullabies, which was basically like an hour and a half, depending how long she sort of would be on for, once a week, or maybe sometimes twice a week, of just free sort of performance basically, and she would just sing her sort of songs. And it was lovely because you got to see not just the songs that they've recorded and that they're known for, but she would do a lot of other songs that were just not actually necessarily as known about, that they'd written and perhaps have yet to be recorded or performed and things of this nature. And I just remember one day, it was the day of my grandpa's, it's the day that he sort of passed to spirit. So he died a long time ago, back in like 1992, I think it was, or 94. Can't quite remember the date, but he died a long time ago. And I was quite young when he passed. But I know that that sort of on this specific day, Lullabies was on, and I didn't really clock to begin with, and I just sort of tuned in to watch Lullabies, and Kat was sort of talking and everything else. And she said, I don't know why, but she said, I'm going to perform this song. And she's like, it's a song that I don't usually sing. It's not something that's been yet recorded, although I really pray that they record it at some point because it's such a good song. And she just sang it, and the song was called Suicide. Now, my grandpa, I'm not going to say exactly what happened because it's quite dark, but he took his own life. This is my mum's mum. Sorry, my mum's dad, sorry. And and it was quite a hard time because, and the song Suicide, she sung the lyrics of this song, and it just like summed up him and his life and what he'd been going through. And it was bloody powerful, really powerful. And I was already hooked on the band, but from that moment, I was even more hooked. But it kind of felt like it was almost a personal message from him. It's almost like through Cat singing, it's like he was sort of talking to me and just saying, I'm okay. Yes, this happened. This was something that took place, but I'm okay. And it was beautiful. It's a really hard feeling to describe because it was just so personal. But yeah, I really, really hope that one day the band released that song because I think it could bring so much love and so much healing to other people. It's a very powerful song. Normally, I would send you a link, but I can't because it's not been pre-released. But I hope that they do that at some point. And if Kat's watching this video, I hope you take note of this. But it was a huge, huge thing for me because it was being performed on the day that he had sort of the anniversary of his death. And I was just like, that's too coincidental. And she said, by her own admission, this is a song I don't usually sing, but I felt compelled to sing it today. It was powerful. So I really feel like, Spirit aligned that energy up. There was reason for that. So Spirit are mega, mega clever, mega, mega powerful. And it just felt like it was such a beautiful gift. And like I say, I've been following her music and her work and the bands ever since, really, which is really, really cool. So music is massive. I mean, I was talking to a friend today and we were talking about like past experiences and past traumas that have happened in our life. And I was sort of saying about a particular person that as I love them dearly, but they've really been quite intrusive at times in my thoughts, in my vibration. Again, it's in the book. Okay, you'll know who this person is because it's in the book. And I sent this song to her, which is a song by I don't know if ever, any of you have watched the musical. Everybody's talking about Jamie, but there's a song in there called "The Wall in My Head," and I encourage you to listen to it because it's a beautiful song, and it basically talks about how one person's projection or one person's lack of empathy or version of what they want you to be can block and can really hinder who you are meant to be. And we were just talking about this morning, and it was powerful stuff. And my friend listened to this piece of music, and she was like, "Yeah, I get it. It makes sense." So very often, I will find that there are hidden pieces of message through a piece of music as well. So it might not be necessarily always that a piece of music reminds me of a loved one, but sometimes a message will be so powerful, it will resonate on such a deep level, and I will know that Spirit have put that piece of music forward because I needed to hear it or I needed to hear the message that it carried. So they're very, very clever. So in answer to the original question, do spirits sort of communicate through music? Absolutely, they do 120%. And it can be a very, very powerful thing. And the more that you sort of listen and become aware of music and everything in general, the more that you will actually notice the signs and the synchronicities. Um, so yeah, just pay attention because it's quite a beautiful thing when you actually become completely aware of its power and its magic. Um, so yeah, so I hope this little video makes sense. It's just a small little video, this one, but music is mega, mega important. And also music is so important for clearing and cleansing. So if you ever feel at any point in your life that you're stuck, that you feel like you're stagnant in energy, that you're just needing to sort of shift and sort of bring the energy back up, literally pump on your favorite tunes or a piece of music that really enriches your soul or resonates with you. And it's a great way to space clear. It's a great way to cleanse and to actually just bring up the vibrations. This is why when I do my demos, I always have my sort of music, sort of my background music going on, because it's actually clearing and cleansing the space ready for the main show to sort of happen. And a lot of mediums don't do that, but you'll be surprised where you go to a demonstration where they have played music as opposed to where they haven't, you will notice quite a big difference actually. But yeah, it's all about sort of, bringing up the vibration because music has the power to really lift and bring that vibration up. So just a little video, like I say, but I wanted to share it with you. So I hope it helps. I hope it makes sense, and I hope it answers your question. Keep your questions coming if you have any, because I would love to try and answer them in my own little personal sort of way. And yeah, so going to leave that one with you and hope it resonates. Take care. Much love. Bye for now.